Hello, it's my great honor to be here. My name is Kristina, and originally I'm from Zhytomyr, Ukraine. We came here to Ithaca a little bit more than 2 years ago. We left Ukraine 10 days before the invasion of Russian Federation started. Things became very alarming for me shortly after New 2022, after New Year, because I was following and monitoring news, and the very alarming event for me was the announcement that US is recommending the diplomat staff to bring their families back to US. So when they recalled the families, I felt that something's gonna happen very soon. Then people started talking about February 16. At that time, it was there were Olympics in China, and Putin, I think he was there, and analytical situation and experts were saying that probably if Putin gonna invade, it's gonna happen right after the closing of Olympics, and the particular date was announced. It was February 16th. So I decided that we're gonna leave before that. So we got our tickets with Turkish Airlines, it is important, for Monday, February 14th, 2022, and the weekend before, on 12th, international airlines started canceling flights, like one after another. They started KLM, Air France, whatever, any company that was flying to Ukraine, they started canceling flights. And I was really like with shaking hands, checking all the time if my flight is still not canceled. During the airport, which the ride to the airport, which is pretty long for my city, we had to travel for 3 hours to reach international airport in Borispol near Kiev. I was checking phone, and this is online board with departures and generating plan B. So if it's gonna happen that we were not able to fly, then we will use this same driver and go to the western border to Poland. But I knew for sure that I'm not staying. I don't know, for me it was like the air was filled with insecurity. That's what I felt. So actually since then I decided that probably I have to trust myself more and listen to myself more. In the same time, when we left and stayed in Greece for a couple of days, my parents were saying, we are good, you see now it's February 16th, everything is fine, come back, bring kids back to school. But I said, I'm not gonna come back.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm asking. In other words, you seem to be rather an isolated case of someone who senses that danger, and a lot of other people have many reasons to block out that danger.
I can tell that I felt myself in a very weird position, because from one side, I definitely felt that I have to leave. I have to take kids and go. In the same time, I didn't want to make panic around me. I told my parents, would you like to go with me? Would you like to join me? And they said, of course not. So somehow I didn't want to be the, panicker in the middle of the show, like saying, guys, we have to leave, don't trust the news, just go, pick up your stuff and go somewhere. It was somehow, I still believe that everyone is responsible for himself or for herself. I had 2 minor children and I was responsible, so I really pressed them and I forced them to go. My son was 16 and he had his friends, his relationships. He didn't want to leave. He he was almost resisting, but I said, no, there is no choice. We are leaving. And it was not easy. It was not
I
easy.
was just like, aw, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave all of my friends and like school. But I was happy at the exact same time because I thought that I'm just going for a vacation to Greece. And then I was just like, looks like it's a long vacation now.
And now it's like a legend, a family legend, that Mom said that we are leaving just for 2 weeks. And Sofia has also a very dramatic story about her toy that was left in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I think she can tell that.
Yeah, so I had this little toy that my sister Ria, she got me in Dubai. And I brought it back to Ukraine. It was my most favorite little stuffed animal ever.
I don't want to leave.
It was a little pink bunny. I named her Zayka.
I was
happy at the exact little bunny because I thought that I'm just going for a vacation to Greece. And then I was just when we were leaving, I was just like, okay, I have vacation now. And then I was just like, oh no, I forgot my stuffy. And then I went upstairs really quickly to our apartment to get my little plushie. But my mom, she already closed the door and she said it's like a bad...
There is like a superstition
Yeah.
in among Slavic people, that if you are coming back, returning before the big journey, important journey, it's gonna be some bad luck. So I didn't let her to come back and to get her toy.
And I was really sad. And for 2 years, I was missing her really badly. But then a little miracle happened. And my mom's best friend's husband went to Ukraine because he had work there. And her other friend in our city, he packed the stuffy. And then he sent it to the city where my mom's best friend's husband was. And then he came to, which country did he come to?
First to Poland,
And
then here to US, to Washington, D.C., and from D.C. It was mailed here to Ithaca.
yes.
So
Now I have it back.
We know that Ukrainians made special efforts to rescue animals, pet animals. Did you guys have a pet animal or not?
we didn't have a pet in Ukraine, but my parents did. And since they didn't believe and they didn't feel like they need to leave Ukraine when I did 10 days before the invasion, they stayed and they really experienced very bad things, scary things, when bombs were falling just next to their house. And they decided to flee, despite they were hesitating to do that. It's really hard for people in their ages to move nowhere, like without any plan, without anyone who is waiting for you there and who knows where. And they had pets. Fortunately, Poland reacted super quickly to the situation in Ukraine, and they opened borders immediately for everyone, for Ukrainians who didn't have passports, for pets. And don't forget that it was still COVID. We still experienced these terrible restrictions, right? So everything was just forgotten, and literally people were able to bring their pets. So they do have their cat with them. They fled to Ireland finally, and with their cat happily. I was joking that cat has an Irish passport right now, but they said no, he got his documents in Poland, so he's Polish.
Did you have particular officials who were especially sympathetic to you that would help you get whatever you needed for a travel visa or a ticket or anything like that? Did you need any of that that kind of official help?
Thank you so much for this question. We came to Greece, and I didn't have any visa for US, and I was not able to come to US without visa. So when we understood that there is war in my country and we are not coming back, so the question was where to go. And my daughter, who was here in Ithaca, she was telling me, of course, Mom, come here. But I said, how? We don't have any documents. And she advised me to apply for tourist visa and ask for expedited one. And indeed, when I entered first and applied for visa, my interview was scheduled for, I think, January 1, 2023, so for about in a year since the date of application. And we are still in COVID times, right, with a lot of restrictions. Yeah, I asked for expedited visa in Athens. In the same time here, she found some connections to a senator, local senator, who initiated a letter and they sent it to U.S. Embassy in Athens, and literally, like within a week, I had my tourist visa on hands. Nowadays, every Ukrainian has his own personal story, which hurts at some point, and in the same time, everyone has his own journey. Our journey was ending happily here in Ithaca, and symbolically, metaphorically, the city is called Ithaca, and it was the place where Greek Odyssey came to after Trojan War, and his journey took him for 10 years. Our journey was not so long, but nevertheless, we learned to be patient. We learned to trust God, universe, ourselves. And we learned that whatever happens, we have to be brave. We have to support each other. And we have to support our families back to Ukraine, or those who fled and who are now all around the world. So, in fact, we were first Ukrainian refugees who came from the war in Ukraine here to Ithaca in 2022. And the first gate, the first welcoming people whom I met here in Ithaca were representatives of Ithaca Welcomes Refugees organization. And that's the also organization where John is working, volunteering closely. So that's how actually I met John. Being here in Ithaca was actually a great luck for us. The nature here is very similar to my area in Ukraine. International community is super welcoming. And as soon as I received my temporary protected status and job permit, official employment authorization, I started teaching at Cornell University. That's an excellent school, and I'm very honored to start here at Cornell Ukrainian program, which now has 4 different courses. 2 of them are focused on language, history, culture, geography, and of course political situation, and other 2 are pure language courses. So for decades, Ukrainian was not taught here in this area, and I'm very proud that now I can do something really meaningful, not just for myself and my close family, but also for Ukraine, for my country, and for all Ukrainians all around the world.